What's up? It's your boy, Young Noah the Savage, coming at you with my first YouTube video. I decided to make this channel simply, I thought it'd be interesting. I could document what I do for a living. Some people seem to find it interesting. I know I do. So I figured I'd put it out there for people looking just to kind of see what it's like, who are interested in the more technical side of the engines and the machining side of things. This is going to be a quick video of me putting some O-ring receiver grooves in an LSX block. I've already bored it and decked it, and if I get through my introduction, I'll probably talk a little bit about this project because we had some issues that we are currently in the middle of overcoming. We're waiting on a part to come in early next week. It's Sunday night right now. I think it's supposed to be in Monday or Tuesday. But anyway, I graduated from the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology in Houston, Texas in June, I believe, of 2021, and at that moment I decided that I wanted to work on powerboats. As a kid, I raced hydroplanes in the American Powerboat Association, and I've always had an interest in go-fast boats. And with talking to the job placement people at Samtec, they recommended that I go to Innovation Marine in Florida, and thankfully they hired me on, and I've been there just over a year now. And what you're seeing here is one of our new additions, and is where I'm finding myself most often. This is a Rottler EM69 ATC 3-axis CNC machine with a rotary 4th axis. The 4th axis doesn't move while machining, it can rotate and then lock into place, which for block machining is not an issue. Actually, it's preferred because we can rotate the block as we need it, and then it has a lock that it clamps itself with, so it cannot move when we're doing our processes. I'm going to be trying to film stuff that I do in this machine, do a little bit of other stuff. I mean, I do cylinder head work, I do head porting, and I do work on other manual machines. But those can be a little bit more difficult to film because obviously I'm trying to get work done. I can't spend all day setting up cameras and stuff. So you'll be seeing a lot of this machine, and then come the end of this year, you'll be seeing a lot of my car that I'm having brought down here. That will be the beginning of my Pikes Peak build. Planning to go up Pikes Peak, and figured I should do some filming of it because I, again, find it interesting and hope a couple other people will. So yeah, that's my intro. That's a little bit about me. I like go fast stuff pretty much no matter what it is. And as far as some issues that we've had with this block, you can see when this cutter goes down and it'll make its cut, and then as it comes to a stop, it slows down pretty slowly for a machine. It doesn't have a brake, it doesn't abruptly stop, it kind of slows, and then it does that little location right there, brings it back to what the spindle sees as 0 degrees. And the problem with that is this cutter is small. You can see the groove there. It's only 39 thousandths of an inch wide. So that means that when it was doing that, it chattered a little bit and it broke the end of the cutter off. And that is actually, you can see on the screen at the very bottom, there was an option to slow spindle down and index. That was my issue, is I didn't have that feature turned off. It's automatically turned on when you run this software. So that way when you're boring a cylinder oversized and it reaches the bottom, it just knows to bring the cutter back to 0 degrees in case you have to do something like an offset bore in order to clear some of the main webbing, which is the extra casting material at the bottom of the cylinder. It's past where the piston goes, and it's there in order to strengthen the block, but sometimes when you're going oversized, you need that material removed to clear the piston skirt as it's coming out of the bottom of the cylinder at the bottom of the stroke. So that was an issue, and we have a new cutter on the way. Yeah, that's really about it on this one. Otherwise, setting it up was alright. I'll try and make a video going more in depth with it next time we have a block in that needs O-ringed, because realistically I did this a little bit backwards because I didn't have the O-ring information when I started this project. I knew it had to be O-ringed, but I didn't know what the size was or the depth. So I decked it. to size. And what that means is I took the surface that the cylinder head mates to and I machined it down to exactly where they wanted it, within about 1,000th of an inch. Which left an issue with setting this cutter up, because the cutter, you can adjust the overall diameter that it cuts to, obviously. It's supposed to be a multi-use thing. And it didn't quite go into size at first. I had to set it up, put a die across the deck, and kind of barely scratch the surface, and make sure that I had the right size, and go from there. And that took me 2 or 3 tries. Now, it was only off by a couple thousandths of an inch, so you can't actually see it. But if I had made any depth of that cut, instead of scratching the surface, if I had machined it with any kind of depth, the piece of steel wire that goes in there wouldn't have stuck. And for those who don't know, the purpose of O-ringing this is, in the block we put a groove, and in the cylinder head we put a groove. And in the block, once that groove is in, you put a piece of steel wire in there, and you put your head gasket on, and when you torque your cylinder head down, it forces the head gasket into the groove that we put in the cylinder head, which simply makes a better seal. So yeah, us having broken, well, me, not us, I will admit, having broken the end of that cutter off, that does mean we are postponed a little bit. Until this week, we will get it done, and then I have some other projects that actually aren't engines. Well, aren't engine blocks, they are engine related, coming up this week, so I'll make sure to have the GoPro with me and get some video of all that so I can show you guys and kind of tell you what's going on. I think that's about all there is to this. I'll keep the content coming as often as I can, and I promise to make the voiceovers a little bit better. This has been quite an experience doing this for the first time. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and like I said, next week I will get some more videos coming at you. This has been your boy, Young Noah the Savage, your favorite engine machinist. And I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Have a wonderful day.